All right, funny story time. Okay, once upon a time, I was like, I think three. I was like 3 or 4. I was really young. I was like 3 or 4, and this is how I was court ordered to Head Start. Right. Okay, so I'm like 3 or 4. I'm getting out of the house, and I was taken back to my parents' house because I was riding my tricycle down the highway, and the crossing guard for the school picked me up, and took me. He said, "Where do you live?" Or so. I don't. That part starts to get fuzzy to me, but I do remember that. I do remember being taken back to my house, and the crossing guard has my tricycle, and Dad didn't like that tricycle after a while because it gave me too much freedom. But I was like getting out of the house, like left and right, and my parents cared, so it's not like they were neglectful. Maybe my mom was, but anywho, I was just a wild man. I can't blame that part on my parents. I was just a wild man, and I was just hyper and shit, and I just wanted to explore. That's all I remember. I was like, I didn't realize, I'm like 3 or 4, so I didn't realize it, but I'm out there and I'm going into people's houses and shit. And eventually I got caught in someone's house. I trashed it. And it wasn't really bad. I didn't like break it and stuff. I just made a mess of the place, but I was playing. But I didn't realize, like I said, I'm 3 or 4 years old, so I don't realize that you just can't go into someone's house like that. But everybody's sleeping or gone, and it's early in the morning. I'm out early, like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. It's barely the lights coming up or something. So I'm out there doing my. I remember a couple times I went in people's houses and there was sugar in their kitchen, and I was eating the sugar. So I'm like the original Cornholio. Seriously, man. Well, eventually, the last time I got out, I was caught in someone's house, and they called the state troopers, and I barely remember the state trooper, bringing me home, and he's asking me. Apparently, there's this King Kong figure, and I put it in the fish tank, and I don't know why I did that. I had no clue. I'm 3 or 4, man. But the trooper, I remember this guy that's uniform. He's asking me. He's nice and all, but he's asking me why I did it, and I'm like, I have no clue. And I think a lot of times I blacked out because I was like, just I don't know, because it was a lot of blacking out. But yeah, so then because of that, I was court ordered to Head Start because, they can't put you in prison when you're 3 or 4. But it's crazy. So years go by, right? And I'm in college studying this shit more. And it was like, and Dr. Ford said, yeah, it's a good indicator. I didn't tell him my story, but I was thinking in my head. But he was talking about, like, yeah, if your kid's doing this at like this age, it's a good indicator of them could pretty much end up in prison. So I never ended up in prison. I had a couple skirmishes with the law, but later on, early adult. But I'm over it. But didn't go to prison. Didn't end up in prison. But I look back on that. I was like, I didn't have any fear. I'm just out there riding my fucking tricycle on the fucking highway, going into people's houses. That's high risk shit. But I didn't realize that you couldn't do that. It was weird. But that's my story and how I was court ordered to Head Start.